Hello, this is Michelle Maddox. Today I'd like to show you a tutorial on a really awesome program called FrontRow. It's a math program. It's available in web form at frontrowed.com, and it's also available as an iPad app. This is what the app will look like when you look it up in your iTunes store, so that the button's pretty familiar to you when you go to look for it. Today I'm going to be showing you the web version. Some things I want to point out to you is that number one, this program is based on Common Core standards, and I know Indiana no longer goes with those standards, but nonetheless it's still great information, great data that it provides, lets you know what skills your students are lacking in and where you need to push them forward. And then also in the facts section there's a lot of interesting information about the program. One specific thing that I wanted to mention is that this is a completely free program. There's a paid version for administrators, but they plan to always keep it free for teachers, educators, and for students. There is a student version of the website as well as the app, and I will show you that in a later tutorial. But let's go ahead and get started. First of all, if you're using the web version, which I'm going to be using today, you're going to go to frontrowed.com. Once you get here, you're going to set up an account, and it's very basic. It's like any other account you've ever set up. Very simple, quick and easy. And then as you can see over here, once you have gotten to the home page after you've set up your account and everything and you go to actually log in, you have the teacher sign in and the student sign in. Today in this tutorial I'm going to show you the teacher sign in. So let me go ahead and log in. And the first thing you're going to see is what's called your dashboard. I'd like to just point out some things that you're going to be using as you navigate through this. Number one, across the top row, once again you have your facts page. You can go there to find out any little tidbits of information you want to know about the program. Also, this is very important right here. This is the class code. This is what you'll share with your students so that they can log into your classroom and you can receive the data on the pretest and the practice activities that they do on FrontRow. You also have the login tab here. This is really cool. You have parent sign-in sheets that you can download and print and pass out to your students. As you can see, this is Britain's parent code sign sheet. And what will happen is the parents will follow these instructions right here, and then they'll start receiving periodic reports detailing their child's progress as they work through FrontRow. So this is a really cool option. It's always nice to get the parents involved. So let's see if I can go back here. Once again, I'm back to the dashboard. Going back to that login tab, you also can configure to a school. Now this step is usually done in the registration process. I connected myself to my school during the registration process, but if you change buildings or something like that, this would be the place that you would go to affiliate yourself with a particular school. That's pretty much the face of it. Also, the left-hand side is what I'm going to be focusing on with you today. These are the tabs that we're going to move through, and the nice thing about these tabs, as you can see, is once you click on a tab, the name of the tab appears at the top of the page and then a brief description of what you're looking at. So it's very easy to understand. Even people who are not comfortable using technology, I feel, would be able to navigate through this easily. So I'm going to start up here at the Common Core Standards tab. It's the first tab. This is a place for you to view all the standards that your students will be tested over during their movement through FrontRow. You can go to any domain of the Common Core standards, as you can see here, and then view the different standards listed within that domain. Now, as you can see over here on the right hand side, they're listed in order from kindergarten. This one particular domain goes all the way down to grade 5. Now, in the higher domains, like in functions and things like that, you're going to see standards going all the way up to grade 8. As you can see here, the Common Core function standards, what is a function, comparing functions, this is grade 8. I'm an elementary teacher, so I'm interested in the K through 5 aspects of this, but it's nice to know that you can challenge those 5th grade students with higher level math too. The nice thing about this is if you click on a standard, it'll give you sample questions that your students will see and be quizzed on during their pretest and their practice activities. You can click on them to actually get a full screen view of it. The nice thing is this is the iPad version right here. This is actually scratch paper on this side that the students will be able to like show their work or work out a problem, and then when they're ready to answer it, they click answer, and then there'll be like a pen pad over here that will show up. They can give their answer. So it's really nice preview for you to see what kind of questions they'll be showing to test them over how to count to 100 by ones and by tens. And once again, this is a kindergarten standard up here. It's nice because it lists the standards that they'll be quizzed on, and it lists the providers of those questions, the names of those activities that they found. So it just gives you a really good idea of what you're going to be looking at, what your students are going to be looking at as well. That's the Common Core Standards tab. Going on to the class roster tab, this is the most simple class roster that I've ever seen. You can just simply click on Add Student. You can type in your student's name and just hit save, and now this student is added to your class list. And when they go to the student version, they'll type in their first and last name. You'll give them this class code that's found up here at the top, and then they're in and you're receiving their data as soon as they begin. It's as simple as that. And as simple as that is, they can even actually go in without you creating a class roster, type in their first and last name on the student version, and then type in the class code, and they've set themselves up in your class roster. So either way, it's very simple. I know a lot of teachers prefer to type it in themselves because I know that some students don't pay attention to spacing and capitalization and things like that, and some teachers are kind of picky about how their rosters look. Some prefer their last name first. So that's just a really quick preview of your class roster, and it's as simple as that. If you decide you want to delete a student, you simply hit the trash can. It's going to be diligent with you. It's going to ask you again, are you absolutely sure? And the reason that this is because if you delete this student, any work that that student has done at that point is going to be wiped out and gone away. So it's just wanting to make sure that you don't accidentally delete a student and all of the data that you've collected on that student. Moving on to the report card tab. This is really nice because you get to look at, first of all, which grade level you would like to give a report card on that student. If you know that Britton's a really high student, you might go all the way to 4th grade and do a 4th grade report card on him. And here he is, and then here are the 4th grade standards based on these domains, and then over on the right hand side you'll see color coded as well that he achieved these standards, the mastery of these standards with no difficulty. It's nice because they're color coded. So for example, if I click on 5th grade here, let me show you. You'll see that he's still currently practicing. He's not started this standard. I believe that if they achieve mastery with little difficulty, it's an orange, and then I can only assume that as they get lower in their mastery levels, it'll be maybe yellow and red. So it's nice to have that color coded. It's easy to spot your problem areas with these students. So this is a really nice way to look at a student and go across the board and say, where is the student struggling? Where do I need to work with this student more diligently? And then when this student's report card is gone, then it moves on to the next student. Now I'm going to kind of skip a few tabs here because I feel like there's another tab that's very closely related to the report card tab, and that is the analysis tab. It's just a different perspective to look at your student's progress. Instead of looking at an individual student across the board, you're going to actually choose the standards that you want to take a look at, and you just add those standards. Whoops, I already added that one. And we'll do one more. And you can see your entire class on the left-hand side, and across these 3 standards, you're going to be able to see as a whole class who is struggling with these 3 in particular standards. So it's just a different perspective. This is whole class. The report card is more individualized. So that's why I wanted to show you that tab next. Either way, great data on your students. The next tab I want to show you is the Groups tab. In the Groups tab, this is really awesome. I know I like to do a lot of small group work with my students, whether I'm doing like a guided group with them or whether I'm splitting them into groups so they can work on things together. This is an easy way for me to split my kids up in different groups every single day without having to look at spreadsheets and things like that. So basically, based on their progress in the app or in the website that they've done so far, I can choose a standard that we're working on for that day. And then I can say, okay, I want them all to be in the same level group. That way, all my low kids are together, all my high kids are together, and this will help me focus on who do I need to pull aside and work with individually or in a small group. So this is perfect for this. So I'm going to see, looking here, this is my lowest group of kids. I need to work with these three kids individually today, or in a small group. Now, if I'm having them do station work or something that day, or centers, I can choose the mixed level, and I will have high kids and low kids and average kids in one group. Now, as you can see, I don't have a full class roster in here, so it doesn't paint the perfect picture, but the idea is that you can get that heterogeneous group. So this is a really nice feature. Another nice feature is the Printables tab. There's actually two sections to the Printables tab. The top part is individualized practice. So basically, if Britton is struggling in base 10, I can create a printable specifically for him and where he is in base 10 standard, and it will have him practicing at that level. And then if you go down here, you'll see Chris, he needs to practice at a kindergarten level, so he's really low. But it's really nice because this will print out individualized practice for each student in your class. So that's a really nice feature. But for the second choice, if I leave behind the individualized, I can also give my whole class standards-based practice. So I can choose to say, okay, I think that we need to work on understanding a fraction, and I want to choose this standard and create a PDF for practice homework for my entire class. And now I have this 16 question paper. We can do it in class, I can assign it for homework, and then I have my answer key on the second page. So the printable section is really nice to help individualize practice, homework, and instruction. The next tab is the feed tab. This is really nice because this is a way for the teacher to know how much their students are practicing at home or in their free time at school. It gives you a week's worth of a window, and you can actually see who practiced on what day, how many questions they did. This student here did 39 questions. They mastered 95% of them, and as you can see, they're in green, so they're achieving mastery, and it's at this level. This one here is achieving at a second grade level, 67%, doing 12 questions. So this is just a nice visual aid for you to see, are they trying to get better at math throughout the week? I've already gone over the analysis tab with you. It's very similar to the report card tab. The last tab that I want to show you today is the grade level tab. And this is a nice little bar graph to show you very quickly all of your students and what grade level they're at. It's as simple as that. So you can see visually as well as specifically where they fall in the grade level. There's also a matrix down below that gives you more information and ranks the students in your class. So I find this website and this app very helpful. When you log in, I know when I log in, you go to the class roster, and that's the first thing that you're going to see. But it's very easy to manipulate yourself through the, navigate yourself through the website. And I find it just a plethora of information. I'll have more data over my students each and every single day just from this app versus having to grade a stack of papers every single day just to see if they mastered a skill that I taught them in class. So I find this extremely helpful, and I'm planning to implement it in the fall. So once again, this is just the teacher version of Front Row. This is also just the website version. There's an app. I'm going to be doing a second tutorial over the student versions, and I hope this was very helpful. So good luck using Front Row.